Time now 9:21. The annual new Cardiovascular Horizons Conference makes its way to New Orleans. Here with details on the challenges of bringing the conference to the city and what new breakthroughs will be introduced is founder and chairman for the new Cardiovascular Horizons Conference, Dr. Craig Walker. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning. So tell us a little bit about this conference and kind of what it takes to put something like this on in the middle of a pandemic.
Sure. New Cardiovascular Horizons is a conference that was started 22 years ago now. And it was a conference founded to really deal with the absolute epidemic of amputation and patients' problems related to peripheral arterial disease. It has grown into one of the largest vascular meetings in the world. And we have not only our large annual meeting in New Orleans, which we always host at the Roosevelt, but we have 16 regional meetings throughout the United States, which bring in the world's experts on peripheral vascular treatment to try to stem this huge problem we face of unnecessary amputations and of limiting pain associated with peripheral arterial and venous disease.
So I guess tell me a little bit about, what it took to come here back to New Orleans. You say this is where you normally hold it. Obviously, we all understand why New Orleans is such a great place to be, but things are beginning to open up. Has that kind of made it easier to hold this conference?
Of course, it would have been impossible for a while because we just could not assemble enough people. Hotels were not at full capacity. And it's still a bit of a challenge in terms of we have to comply with all mandates. And so that requires spacing requirements. And certainly for a conference as big as this, it is a challenge. But why New Orleans? It's just a great city to start with. It has great food. It's very hospitable. Our attendees love coming here each year. They put it on their calendar. It always immediately follows Memorial Day, the week following Memorial Day. And the Roosevelt is a wonderful venue. So it's one of these things that the attendees absolutely look forward to. And these people are coming in from all over the world. I think it's a great thing for the city. And it is also the closest city to us, and it makes it logistically much easier.
Well, that certainly makes sense. And, it's always a good thing when people are circling the dates on the calendar to come to New Orleans. So there's going to be some breakthroughs that you all will talk about. Certainly, helping folks know when not to amputate, I'm sure. Tell me a little bit about some of these breakthroughs that we might hear about.
Well, one breakthrough is actually a legislative breakthrough. One of the keynote addresses will be by U.S. Representative Donald Payne Jr., and he's going to be discussing the Amputation Reduction and Compassion Act and the government's role in awareness and amputation prevention. And this is something we have worked very hard towards. I really believe amputation should not be performed willy-nilly. They should, clearly far more amputations are performed than should be, we think, because there are new technologies that allow us to save limbs, and we're going to speak of those. These breakthroughs will be not just new treatment algorithms, but better ways of crossing occluded arteries or veins, understanding better diagnosis, how do we detect them in the first place, dealing with prevention, better medical treatments to avoid some of these problems before they actually occur. So it's a really very comprehensive meeting that brings in the world's experts in this field. It's associated with more than 24 hours of CME credits, and it brings in healthcare professionals of all types from throughout the world.
Well, sounds fantastic. Sounds like there's going to be a lot for them to learn and a lot of fun for them to have while they're here in New Orleans. Dr. Craig Walker, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.